I'm really glad that I finally got the sketchbook done. I started it May 2021 and completed it today, which is July 2022. And I want to share it with you guys. This is my smaller sketchbook. Now, the reason why it took me so long to complete it was because I was working on that bigger sketchbook at the same time that I showed you guys last time. And so it was kind of a back and forth thing. And then once I completed that one, I decided to focus on this one completely. So, I put a bunch of characters on here that I thought kind of looked socially awkward because I had this little thing that said socially awkward gang on it. And so I put some on there. Got Elle and Uta and Sally and Near, and I'm not sure who this is, but I just thought they looked cute. Uraka. We got Maylin in her panda form. We got Mellow. We got the Gourmet. And Mavis. So, anyway, so first page, I just decorated with stickers. Just kept putting a bunch of stickers in it. The first page, I didn't really know what I was going to do in the beginning, so I was just playing around. And I think this is done with watercolor crayons. Second page, again, I did a lot of watercolor crayons in this book because I really liked them, and I had my new watercolor pens, you know, the kind that you fill up with water, and did this. And then I did this one, and this one says, "Windows to my mind, would you be so kind to put away the voice that judges my thoughts and criticizes my aesthetics. Do you see the real me? You could never feel what I feel. Anxieties, something, I can't read this upside down. Cut the rope. I'm just going to turn it around. It says, cut the rope that tethers me to my anxieties. Forgive me if they are illogical." So it's kind of personal and just kind of weird. I just like the colors I used in the background. And as you will see in this book, I tried to fill up, except for that one, but a lot of the pages I tried to fill up completely. Even in the margins where the spiral thing is, I tried to fill that up as much as I could. But this was just random doodling that I did with a couple of 3D pens. So nothing too exciting, just doodling, which is fine to do in a sketchbook, right? Doesn't always have to be great works of art. This was just playing around with the watercolor pencils, the watercolor pens, and seeing if they would work with marker, which they didn't do successfully, but it still looks kind of cool with a coffee cup. I may recreate this sometime, but have actual coffee stain on the page. This one I really like. This one, again, is the watercolor crayon, and I just love sea turtles, so I thought I'd make a really cute sea turtle there. This one I had some stickers of letters, and I put them on there, and then I did all the painting around it, and then peeled the stickers off, so I made a really cool, like, opposite silhouette thing. Here was 2 succulents that I had last year, which unfortunately are no longer with us, that I named Guinevere and Leopold, and I decided to look at them and just draw them. That was kind of cool. I liked how they turned out. Here is the Pumpkin King in all his glory. This one I think was just marker. This, okay, I could have done more with this page, but when I drew this, it printed all over this page in the shape of a ghost, so I made it into a ghost, and I just taped a ghost in there. I didn't do anything else with this. I could have. Maybe I'll just add some more ghost stickers or draw some more ghost on there someday. Anyway, I was inspired by a piece of art that I saw one day on Instagram of somebody doing like silhouette art. So I made my own version. Hers, I think, was just like a Victorian vampire thing. But I decided to do mine like this silhouette of a woman, and she's really an octopus, kind of like an Ursula thing. And the next page I did the same thing with a guy, almost kind of like a Cthulhu type of thing, or a elder god type of thing, where, sorry, I was just trying to think of the name, where he's just this dapper gentleman, but yet this stuff is coming out of him. And also was kind of inspired by Tokyo Ghoul. But right here, I just love this part. I hope you can see it, where he's tapping his cane on the ground and sparks fly up. This one I was trying to do a really cute piece. It's kind of like a pastel goth type of piece, or a hippie goth, I guess. Did the background first, and then I drew over it in pen. I don't think I used any pencil on this one, but I really like how it turned out. I thought it was super cute. Here again, I was just doodling. I did my initials, my husband's initials, and my son's initials. And then, yes, and then I made stuff that we like. You know, I like creepy stuff and graveyards. He loves music and movies, and Draven loves space stuff and sea creatures, so that's what I did. Here is a charcoal. I think it was charcoal. I can't remember. It's not coming off. It might have been pastel. I can't remember what I used for this. Or it might have been the watercolor pencils again. Well, it's coming off a little. It might have been a mixed media. I can't remember. But this is Eric Draven from The Crow. Really like how that turned out. Here we have the lyrics from Aurelio Voltaire's Raised by Bats, and I just drew a bat there. And then another silhouette drawing with a cool background and a female reaper. This one, for some reason, I just decided to use pinking shears on the page, and it looks kind of cool. Gave it a different effect. So then I started doing, you know, just taking, I have this Animal Crossing sticker book, and I started just grabbing Animal Crossing stickers and putting them in, but putting them into categories, like looking at the actual characters and saying, you know, these ones are up to no good, and they have like shifty eyes, and they just look like jerks. You'll see some more of these coming up. This one took me forever to commit to, because, okay, the background I made a long time ago. I made it like a bloody handprint and everything with my own hand. And then I started drawing Uta from Tokyo Ghoul. I got as far as his head and one of his hands. And then I quit for like months. And I just didn't touch it because I was overwhelmed by it. I was looking at two different pictures for reference, and one with him sitting similar to this, and one with him holding an eyeball, and I just couldn't think of how I wanted it to work. So it was in the back of my sketchbook until last week, and last week I finally finished it. And as you see, it looks kind of 3D because it was a separate picture, and then I taped it on here. I really like how it turned out. The only thing I don't like is if you looked really closely, the hands are terrible. Other than that, everything looks great. I love how the hair turned out and the pants and everything. I have a lot of problems with hair sometimes, but because I have those really good Panda Fly pens, There's fine needle pens. I was able to really get the shaved side of his head and the thicker parts, and just looks great, and I'm happy with it. And here's some more. It says villagers with attitudes who will most likely be kicked off an island or out of town. Ones that I've encountered are ones that just look like they have a general attitude problem. And here's goth villagers. And I have him, and her, and him. I used to have her, but she had an attitude, and I don't like her. But I was so happy to get Muffy. Her name is Muffy, Rodeo, and what's the horse's name again?
Oh.
Remember the horse on Animal Crossing? Yeah, the black horse.
Roscoe.
Roscoe. See, I knew he would know. Roscoe. So I have them, and I kind of consider them like the edgier alternative goth characters. I'd love to have some of these other ones come across them, but I haven't yet. But I just thought it was cute and cool to put those together. Last year we had a heat wave. Plus I was sick, so I started drawing cold, icy things just to help me think cool thoughts. And it's probably going to be like that next week too. So I drew this icicle dripping with a little fairy hanging onto it, and a cute little melting ice cube with all these words that have to do with cold. Then, soon after that, I was really missing, it was summer last year, I was really missing autumn, as I do every year. So I did my little yearly thing where I draw things that make me think of fall and Halloween. And then here's some villagers I'd like to be friends with, because they look really cute and fun. I have Lucky on my island. I used to have Drago, but I don't anymore. I think I have Olivia. Yeah, I do have Olivia. So then there's a fall tree here. Still going with the fall theme of missing fall and wanting it. I really like making trees because I love doing all the branches and the details. I love silhouette things. Here's grouchy, grumpy villagers. You can tell just by looking at them. I have Octavius on my island because I like him. And then here's another silhouette. I actually saw a cat. It was like a Photoshop cat that looked kind of like this. And I can't remember if it had tentacles or not, but I thought it looked really cool and I wanted to draw it. So there's my octo cat. I really didn't do much on that page. I got to the point where I had all these stickers and I wanted to use them for something. And I was like, you know what? I can still do a cool background and add stickers and it's still artwork, you know. So I did this one with stickers. It says, stay positive, come on, get happy, good mood, laugh, joy, and smile. So yeah, I've got Nezuko here, and Umaro Chan, and the Nightmare Before Christmas gang, and Shinobu. So then I did hipster villagers because there's a few hipsters ones, and this is actually a Frasier joke. If you watch Frasier and you understand this joke, you get 1,000 cool points. Especially a lady. Me and Yugo joke about that all the time, so it'd be funny to have him on the island just so that I can like change him and say that, or Buenos noches or something. Anyway, now, in the fall, I was getting these really cool mood waters that came with labels on them that were Halloween themed. And there's a vampire and like a pumpkin. And then in the background, I just did leaf rubbings, and I wanted to save the sticker somehow, because I wasn't going to save the water bottle, so I kept them in my sketchbook. And then there's the witch one. And it's, autumn is where my heart lives. really cool leaf rubbings. I love doing leaf rubbings. So I did another leaf rubbing, and this is a mummy one. And then there's KK Slider. It's not a very good picture of him, but it was the first time I drew him. And then I did some Harry Potter ones. Put some Harry Potter stickers on there. I might add more to that later, I don't know. And this was a test page for pen and gear, pen markers, and sparkly things I got at the dollar store, and it turned out really pretty. Just thought it was a cute little character that I made. This was also a test page for zebra click art markers. Could have done more on there, but it's a test page, right? And then I like to keep things like labels on things that I like. So I'm like, why not just tape them in the sketchbook and make a cool background? So this was for my son's Jurassic Park hoodie. These two things, and then that was for my Ghostface backpack. I screwed up and put this upside down, and I didn't realize I had my book the wrong way. This was for my Skull hoodie, my Inuyasha shirt, and Jurassic World shirt. And I wrote oops on it because oops, I did it upside down, but that's okay. These are from some colored pencils that I got off of Amazon, and I was trying out Black Widow wax colored pencils. They're pretty good. Anyway, so then I couldn't take this out because I did art on the other side of it, but this was just some Christmas gift ideas that I made for friends, and some decorating ideas that I sketched out. And then I bought this sticker for my husband last year, but All Might's hair ripped and got all messed up when we put it on the car, so instead of throwing it away, I decided to salvage it, fix it, and put it in my book here. And then here is What If Reese Were Goth? So I decided to make a goth, like a pastel goth Reese, because if she were goth, she would be pastel goth. So I thought that looked really cute, and this is also kind of 3D because I cut her out separately and put her on there, and that's, all these things are cut out except for the two hearts. This is just a random fun sketch of birds, crows. This is my Panda Fly Fine Liner Pens test page. That's kind of cool, I like that. This is What Is This page. I actually wrote that on there. What is this? Because I started drawing some weird stuff. I was trying to draw a girl, and then she started looking weird. And I put horns on her, and then I put fur on her face, and then she started looking really freaky and weird. So, and then it turned into just an amalgamation of strange things, and I don't know why there's a mermaid there. So that's that. Now this is a really funny piece, because I watched Turning Red, and I like that movie.
I like that movie too.
And so I love the Four Town songs, so I'm a Four Townie, and so I drew a picture of me being a fangirl of Four Town, with all the names of the Four Town band members, and just be like, ah, Four Town forever, you know, screaming and all excited. I thought it was kind of cute. I really like how that one turned out. This one I made when I was having a particularly rough day with my son, so I drew that.
My son? Your me?
Yes, that's My Little Monster. This one I really like how it turned out. I decided to do kind of like a dragon seahorse. A dragon seahorse. Lots of details on this one. Lots of scales. I had a lot of fun doing this one. Now here, I probably shared some of these before. Maybe not, I don't remember. I remember because I've shared a lot of these on my Instagram art account. So I started doing a lot of fan art toward the end of the mid-end of my sketchbook here. So I started doing Umaro Chan, this manga. I read the manga first, and then I watched the show, and I started doing tons of cute little drawings of her, and I just really like that character. And then Cat Massage Therapy is another manga that I really adore. I need to get more of those. So I drew that kitty there, the manager. And then I was looking at a Camilla de Erico book, and I was trying to draw my own version of some of her characters. Well, that was my own version of that character. Not really my own version, but my own colors and style as compared to what she had in the book. And then these little guys were in the book. I thought they're kind of cute. And then here's another Umaro Chan. As if you can see it, I did her, bright, and then everything in ink in the background of her room. And her hamsters. I thought that was kind of cute. I kept the white of her shirt as a white of the paper. That really works sometimes to make things pop. This one I did one day when I was feeling kind of uncomfortable because we had people over and I really didn't have much to say, and so I just started drawing. And I previously looked at a mug from Spirit Halloween that I wanted that had Pennywise on it where he was silhouetted. So I started drawing a silhouetted Pennywise, and I made him in his like spidery, crabby form, whatever, and just really made it bloody and cool so that you'll float too. And it's very juxtaposed, very psychedelic, very weird, but I like it. This one got a little dusty from that side of the paper, that's okay. This was just a cute little My Melody sketch, just for the fun of it. Just to fill up a page. And then I had this set of makeup eyeshadow that I've had for years, and I didn't want to let it go, so I started using it as an art supply. And I made a picture of either, I guess it's supposed to be me, just sitting there smelling a nice cup of coffee and cozy feeling of coffee. And this is all done with, well, that's ink, but everything else is done with the smudging of the word eludes me now, eyeshadow. So I thought it looked pretty cool. Here's another Cat Massage Therapy. The assistant manager is my favorite character because he's just so fat and big and cute. And then here is Kotaro from Kotaro Lives Alone. If you haven't seen that anime, you should watch it. It's on Netflix and it is so good. Nice slice of life. And this is also from Kotaro. This is Tomo. How do you say it?
Tomo-sama.
Thank you, Tomo-sama. I'm getting very tired. It's Tomo-sama. My husband really likes this character. He said he wanted to be him for Halloween, but I think he's going to be Kurogiri instead. But anyway, I really like his face and the colors, so I decided to draw Tomo-sama. Then I just wanted to do something random, and this has tape on it because the page got ripped out for some reason, or fell out, and so I couldn't color over those spots. But I had a dinosaur that I found recently. It's one of my dinosaurs I used to have, and I just drew her and just had fun with the background. Here is a picture of me very, very tired, and I did ink and again eyeshadow, Did eyeshadow for the background and everything, and it's fun. It's a fun little piece. I'm just sleeping because I'm so tired. I'm always tired. This one, I can't remember why I did it this way, but I had this from a tag from one of my ears, and I made kitties on the toe beans and said, press here, it's okay, life, and life for comfort. Wait, oh, press here for comfort. So then you open it up, and there was a test page there, and I put some stickers on here, and this one says, it's okay to be frustrated, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be angry, and it's okay to treat yourself. Kind of a self-care type of little thing to look at when I needed it. I had some, it's getting hot in here. I had some, what are these guys called? What are these guys called? Oh, Trader Joe's. A Trader Joe's ad from the fall last year, and I really love the way they do their ads with the old vintage art and the funny captions on them, so I had saved them in the back of my book for the longest time. Again, I think this has tape on it, so I didn't get a chance to color that. So I just decided to color it and add it in there, and I thought it looked cute. And then I had a planner that I had bought at the Dollar Tree, and I was going to try it. I'm terrible at keeping a planner, but I was going to try to make a planner, and it didn't work out once again because, one, I'm terrible, two, I realized that the year was over and I didn't have the right planner, and it didn't even have the rest of the year in it. So this was the cover of the planner, and I was trying to make it funny, and I liked it so much that I wanted to keep it, so I just taped it in my sketchbook. I said, planning is a good idea, and she said, I ain't planning nothing. So Shomaru says, you will plan, and you will like it. And she said, fun, only fun, no, I must rest. So I thought that was funny. Okay, this one is fan art from Miitopia. In Miitopia, there was this really cool character named Bob the Vampire that I recently helped on a mission, and I loved him so much that I loved his outfit and the details, that I took screenshots and I decided to draw him. So he and that little symbol are, copied from the picture. The rest of it I did myself. Now this is the first time I've drawn a chandelier, and I thought it turned out pretty darn cool. So I came up with a chandelier myself, and the rest of the house in the background. I really love this one a lot. And then I drew Eduardo, because he's my favorite character from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And I imagined purple and lime green to be a really great background for this, because it just is such a nice combination of color to make everything pop. Now, there was you don't really need to know the details, but I'm just going to say there's a pop figure that I've really been putting off buying for myself. Yes, and I haven't bought it, and I don't know if I will, but...
What is it going to be?
Eduardo. I don't know, I haven't bought it yet, but anyway, I decided to draw him instead, so I drew him, and then this is all watercolor, except for this is marker in the background. The rest is watercolor, and then a little bit of inking for the fur and stuff. But I really like the watercolors, how it turned out, especially around the teeth. I was really happy with that piece. Then, coming up, you will see a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff. I watched lots of Studio Ghibli the past couple of months. I'm still watching them, but I loved Turnip Head from Howl's Moving Castle. So I just did a quick sketch of him over this background, just for the fun of it. And then I have another manga that I adore called cat barista. I'm a cat barista, and so this is the one I was talking about that I did a coffee background. So, with my coffee filter one day, I just dabbed it on the page, and I let it dry. So all this in the background is coffee stains. I don't know if it still smells like it, but let me see. No, not really, but that's cool. You can tell it's coffee, so it's kind of fun. But, this is watercolor and ink, and of course I drew out the whole thing in pencil first. And then after I was done, I realized there was white on his face and other areas, and I was like, how am I going to get the steam coming out of the coffee to look like steam? And then I was like, acrylic paint. So I grabbed acrylic paint and did all the little touch-ups with the white everywhere, and it popped. And just, this is one of those pieces that I've done where I'm like, I actually did that, you know? Sometimes I'm kind of lazy with my art and I'll just throw something down like this, but other times I'm like, I actually did that and I worked hard on it and I actually impressed myself. So I really like this one. This one my husband really liked. He thought it was really cool how I did the see-through part of No Face. This is No Face from Spirited Away. Draven loves this one too. I had to make a copy of it for his wall in his bedroom. So yeah, that's No Face. And that was pretty much all. Well, there's some marker. There was colored pencil, and I can't remember what this was. I think it was a combination of marker and the watercolor crayons to make it look sheer and see-through. And then we have Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service with some soot sprites. Even though the soot sprites were in that movie, I like the soot sprites, and I thought it would look really cute to have them surrounding him because they have similar eyes, and I just think they're adorable. I was happy the way that they turned out, especially these cute little ones with legs and hands. And then here is Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle, and I love this quote. It's hilarious. Here's another curse, may all your bacon burn. I'm super happy with how this one turned out. It didn't take me very long because it's a pretty simple concept of drawing, you know, a flame with eyes and a mouth. But I'm just really happy with it, and I decided, because, you know, blue is a complementary color to orange, so I thought I'd just throw that back there and play with it and make it look really, really cool, and I'm really happy with it. And he's like one of my favorite characters in that anime. This, I realized I was getting to the end of the book, and someone gave me an art kit, and I decided to just start playing around with some of the supplies in it. And so it's kind of like a spiderweb radial design. It's nothing special, it's nothing important to me, but it has nice colors. So it was just something I just wanted to finish up, and I finished it up when I went to an art night. And then I have this book that I got at Barnes & Noble that has a whole bunch of vintage stickers in it, and I've been wanting to figure out how to use some of the Halloween ones because they're really cool. There's some awesome ones in there. So I put them on here and colored it like a Halloween background and did some fun stuff. Which I also did that when people were over and I had felt awkward. Alright, here's another of my favorite characters from The Cat Returns. This is, I'm gonna say his name right, hopefully. Baron von, what's his name? Starts with an H. I can't remember how to say it. I wrote it down in the back of my book. Baron von Humbert. Ginkigen or something like that. Baron von Humbert Ginkigen. And here's 2 quotes that he said in the movie. And I really like how he turned out too, especially his face. This was again watercolors and pen. And then at art night that I went to last Monday, I started doing Haku, and he didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, because when I started drawing him, I realized I wasn't going to have enough room on the paper to draw his whole body. So this is Haku from Spirited Away, but I love how it turned out. I had some problems here with the body. It looks awkward and weird, but if you don't pay attention to that, the rest of it looks nice. I love how his face and horns and everything turned out. I decided to keep his body white like it is, and then keep his kind of hair mane the color that it was in the picture. And then I made my own background just to make it look cute and pretty, and I really like how it turned out. I used a smudging stick for a lot of this, and like a thicker charcoal, not charcoal, but kind of that kind of type of pencil for this one. I just finished this one today. And then the last 2 pages of the book, I realized I was doing a whole bunch of fan art and a whole bunch of things where I'd look at a picture and copy it, but I wanted to do my own thing from my own mind, which I started doing in the beginning of the book, but I just decided to go back to that, and so I just started drawing this chibi-like emo gothy character that ended up looking like Pugsley. So I made him like a Pugsley, emo Pugsley, and he's in his room with all his street signs and his octopus. And before you say it, the octopus is Wednesdays. No, originally in the original Addams Family, the octopus belonged to Pugsley. But yes, in the newer cartoon movies, the octopus Socrates is Wednesday's pet. Anyway, so I just really like the way that I did this, and it was kind of a quick, fun thing to draw. It was easy. And then last page, what I did, there's my little standard pocket I made, was just said, you know, in July 2022, I finished, yay. And it might be hard to see on camera, but I made a whole bunch of little soot spirits climbing up a ladder and jumping up there and excited and happy that I finished